This is Loyalist Lancers Sports in 40. Women's soccer versus Seneca from September 15, 2024. Stephen Chill with play-by-play and Caleb Seguin on color.
Apologies for a little bit of a late start here. 7:56 here played so far. Seneca with the best opportunity of the day so far coming from Lorenco. As we see another one coming through in Seneca, putting that through. First goal of the day going towards the Seneca Sting. Martina Pania putting that one away. Emily Mealing again making some incredible saves moments before that. Going to be Dennis Bertrand trying to find the side to Kaylee Smith. Not going to find it. Sting take over. It's Hutton. The Lancers take it right back. Going to be Weingarten who puts that out. And Seneca in possession. Inbounding. Mora. Smith intercepts that. Tries to pass it ahead. Another turnover. Seneca now rotating back to their defenders. Dennis Bertrand trying to pick that off. Without able to, as we're seeing some heavy pressure from Bullis on the far side. Seneca now trying to give a through ball here for Lorenco. And Lorenco breaking through the Lancer defender, but having to pivot for a moment, trying to re-find a fellow teammate. Does so, goes to the middle. Going to be Pania up ahead, and a shot's going to get off, but a little bit high there. Another great effort from Seneca, feeling some confidence after that first initial goal. Emily Mealing here with a quick pass to Reese on the side. Reese puts it up ahead. It's going to be to Weingarten. Weingarten with Smith right next to her. Trying to find an opening, passes it back, and we're just going to have a boot ahead. Going to be quickly turned over, but then potentially again. Or no, Seneca's hanging on to this one. It's going to be Mustafi who breaks through, passes ahead to Lorenco, and Emily Mealing jumping ahead to cut that one off. But Lorenco with several amazing opportunities back-to-back. Lorenco trying to get through several Lancer defenders here, trying to find an opening, have a pass through, but Lancer's going to cut that off. But Sting still in possession. It's going to be Hutton now closest side to us as we see Siwula to Hutton. Hutton looking for an opening, swinging it to the middle here, going to the far side. Sting get a header on it. It's Metcalf Simiana, but ends up putting that out of bounds. Emily Mealing with the kick. It's up ahead. Kaylee Smith trying to get it. Touches it just barely on her head, but it's going to be taken by Hutton, who's against Weingarten here. Hutton and Weingarten, excuse me. And Hutton able to take Weingarten off of that with a latch touch off Weingarten. A referee deciding to change his mind on this one, giving it to the Lancers for a throw-in. It's going to be Mackenzie Reese. Smith trying to get through the defenders upfield, ends up hitting it ahead. It's going to go off of Hutton. So Lancers move up just a little bit on the field. Reese with a quick throw into Bentley. It gets quickly taken away, but Reese ends up stealing that back and taken away again here. Kind of a dynamic power duo. We're in 16 and 17, Mustafi and Suwala. As we see Suwali with another shot here, and Emily Mealing goes jumping up and grabbing that one. Great save from Emily Mealing. Deep kick from Mealing, trying to find Bullis. Going a little bit too heavy, so Seneca now back in possession. Seneca is now rotating around. It's going to be Mora to Peralta Fernandez. Now with it, Marriott of the Lancers trying to give some offensive pressure. Well, Seneca is in possession of it. Seneca able to get it up the pitch. Uddenberg here, kicking it off a Lancer player, so it's going to be Sting ball for a throw-in. Throw-in is short to Pania and goes straight back out off of a Lancer player. So Seneca with another throw-in here, and they do so. Going for a run here, kind of a breakaway. Kaylee Smith coming up aggressively, getting that ball out of bounds, so it's going to be a corner kick here for the Sting. As the kick comes in, we're going to go on the far side. Not going to end up finding anybody, but Seneca Sting still going to be holding on to it, but Lancers pick it off right quick. It's going to be a 2-on-1 in the corner. Sting in possession. I see Metcalf Simeon off of a Lancer player, so it's still going to be Sting ball. Sting inbound. Mora going to be picked off by Weingarten, actually, and then picked off again here is Seneca, Weingarten, and Pania are fighting for it. Seneca scrambling here defensively as Marriott goes back to the goalkeeper who now has possession of it, and the ball kicked ahead. It's going to be Palermo from Seneca. Mustafi and Weingarten need an extra assistance. 2 against 1 there. Seneca walk away with it. Kick up ahead. Trying to find the through ball, and it's going to be so, but Emily Mealing coming out of her crease to stop that effort, but Seneca finding some openings, staying in possession. A nice little flick back from Weingarten to Smith, who Smith tries to give it back to Weingarten, but Weingarten wasn't expecting that one making the move, so Seneca's going to grab that one back. It's going to be Hutton and Weingarten here on this side, but it's going to be last touch against the Lancers. Seneca Sting still in possession here, making a run up the floor. Another through ball, trying to find Siwula. Siwula against Mealing, and Mealing takes that one, and Siwula goes down pretty hard in the crease here. We'll see if she's okay on that one. Mealing with a phenomenal save, but great offensive effort from the Sting here. Siwula is now back up. Looks like she's all right, but quite a collision there in front of the net. Mealing coming out again. As the Seneca Sting go for kind of an aggressive pass into the box, but just goes to Mealing's hand. Peralta Fernandez with a far kick to the back, trying to keep in Seneca position, but a little bit heavy on the touch here. Seneca trying to keep it in bound. Not going to be the case, so it's going to be Lancer ball again. Palermo here with a kick short. Sting It's bringing it up the pitch. Going to be Mustafa and Kaylee Smith here colliding. But referee going to say Smith was a little bit too heavy touched in that tackle. Going to be for the sting here. Peralta Fernandez. He wanted to decide just to pass back to Bianca Mora. That pass ends up being turned over. Not going to be Weingarten. Taylor Weingarten turning that one over. And then a pass ahead that wasn't prepared. And Reese was trying to wait to see if Seneca Sting was going for a run there. And there was a little bit of a late delay. And so Siwula realizing that, but thinking that she could outmatch Reese there, but kind of being a little bit too aggressive in that. So it's going to be Lancer. Free kick. Ada Beal to Reese. Back to Beal, but it's picked off. And a through ball trying to go from Siwula to Lorenko. Emilian able to kick that off to the side to the newly checked in Jen Keller. On the far side, we see a pass that was to nobody and going to be picked off here by Seneca that goes out of bounds right away. So they're just going to throw it in right quick. And Seneca trying to keep some momentum, but Dennis Bertrand in the midfield able to take that one back. Kaylee Smith now ahead to Marriott. Marriott gets a single touch on that to the far side, but it's going to go a little bit too hot to handle. It's going to be Udenberg for the Sting here against Bullis on the far side. And Udenberg able to get the best of that interaction and passing ahead. Lynch is going to pick that off. Balson to the inside. Dennis Bertrand here. Some fancy feet trying to find an opening, putting it back to Weingarten, who gets it through, but it's going to be a 3-on-1 and Seneca takes that back. Kaylee Smith trying to play aggressive with it and able to snag that one away from the Sting. It's going to be Kaylee Smith able to put that just in front of the net, but unfortunately goes straight to Diva Palermo, but probably best offensive effort so far of the day for the Lancers.
Yeah, I'd love to see the other Lancers being a little more aggressive towards that ball.
Peralta Fernandez here in possession. A little pass ahead to Mustafa. Back to Palermo in net. Is going to go short just to their side. And Finesca. Siwula trying to go for a heavy run, setting up Martina Pania here.
It definitely played the body a little too aggressive there by Seneca Sting there.
Going to be Keller here. Was able to get through and sends the ball ahead, but a little bit too heavy. It's just going to go to Diva Palermo, who kicks it ahead quickly. Lynch is able to intercept that one. It's going to be Weingarten. Looking to the far side, not able to find their player, so that's just going to roll out, and Sting are going to have a throw in. Sting on their own half of the pitch. Some aggression from the other Weingarten. Really Weingarten able to set that up. It's going to be Kaylee Smith here. We now Taylor Weingarten out to the corner, trying to break through the tackle of Mora. Ends up getting through. Now it's going to be Weingarten with the shot that goes through to the far side. Lances off just a little bit. Seneca Sting scrambling to try to get that through. Lancers put it back in front of the net of Seneca, but now Seneca's on a run the other way. It's going to be Lorenko and Siwula, but Emily Mealing of the Lancers is able to jump out in front of that net. Lancers with it with a pass ahead. This is going to be picked off immediately by Hutton, who sends it back for Seneca to regroup Mora. Mora looking for an opening up front. It's going to be to Siwala. Kaylee Smith able to take that away. It's going to be Reese now. Gliding with Hutton, going to go off Hutton, so Lancer throw in. Mackenzie Reese trying to find Kaylee Smith. Does so. Smith deciding to keep it for the most part, but now passing off to Kaylee Weingarten. It goes to Jen Keller on the far side. Peralta Fernandez able to knock that one away for a second, but ends up putting that out of bounds. So Lancer's going to have a throw in here. And it's going to go into Weingarten of the Lancers. Takes it. Weingarten decided not to pass it ahead. Trying to go back here to reset up a play. Jen Keller pressing it ahead, but Seneca now taking over. Seneca on the closest side to us here with some room. It's going to be Hutton. Decides to pass back instead of going ahead. Now it's going to be Mora back to Hutton. Hutton not able to take the first touch on that one, but Kaylee Smith going to intercept that one. Trying to pass that to Weingarten. Weingarten with a nice touch, and now Lancers are off on the far side. It looks like it's going to be potentially picked off immediately, and it is that way, unfortunately for the Lancers, but Peralta Fernandez here to head by Udenberg. Lorenko. Lancers end up stagging that away from Lorenko. We're going to see a far shot coming through. Not actually that bad of an effort there from Kaylee Weingarten. Palermo going for a short kick to Peralta Fernandez. Fernandez again resorting for a short kick to Mustafa. Going to be picked off on that initial first touch by Kaylee Smith. Now it's going to be Oikel for the Lancers. Tries to pass it to Dennis Bertrand. Bertrand ahead to Oikel. Oikel on the far side trying to prevent it from going out of bounds. The referee's going to say last touch on the Lancers. Seneca Sting trying to throw that one in quickly here. Seneca Sting on a 3-on-4 breakaway. Now to see Siwala with a far shot that just goes in. Siwala finding that angle as Emily Mealing goes diving for that one. And a perfect placement from Marlene Siwala. And the Sting right from the back when they were able to get that throw in. We're going for a very fast-paced environment and ends up paying off for them.
Yeah, that water break really gave her the juice she needed to come back in this game. Plus, that was a fantastic, deep, slow, rolling corner shot. The outstretched arm of Mealing just could not reach it.
Leah Marriott going to be kicking us off here. Blanche is now trying to quickly move upfield, but Sting going to take possession. Udenberg, Finesca to Mora, to Siwala. Padilla, we're going to see a through ball here to Lorenko, who's trying to find an opening with a high kick. It's a little bit too far, goes over the football rails, but not close enough to the net, and so it's going to be a Lancer goal kick. Million to Jen Keller on the far side for a quick little kick in, but that's going to be given to the Sting on the far side of the pitch here. So Sting with a throw-in, moving up several players again. Sting playing with 6 players up right outside of the box. Potentially counts 7. Trying to play very, very aggressively here is the Sting. It's going to go off them right away. Good defensive effort from the Lancers, so quick throw-in. Going to be given back to the Sting here. Sting on the throw-in. I believe it's Pania. Trying to find Siwala, does so. Pass to the inside. Siwala tries to go for that no-look, but it's going to end up working out. We're going to see a shot coming through from Metcalf Simiana, but going to be no good. Mealing to Reese, and Lancers aren't able to hold possession of that, so Seneca Sting now going to grab it. Siwala was going to take that one, but decides to give it to Bianca Mora for the throw-in here. Peralta Fernandez on the far side with Weingarten on. It goes for a nice little touch on the inside and a tip, and that's going to be a goal from Aaliyah Mossini Spence. And excuse me, I believe that the goal was actually Faith Metcalf Simiana. The goal so far for Seneca Sting got 3 on the board. 1 just a moment ago from Faith Metcalf Simiana, 1 from Marlene Siwula, and from Martina Pania. As Lancers try getting it out, but giving it over to the Sting here. It'll be Kaylee Smith against several Sting defenders trying to get through that. The referee saying that there's too much touch on that. Kaylee Weingarten for the Lancers here to take it. 5 Lancers in the box. Weingarten with the shot that's going straight on net and easily grabbed there by Diva Perelmo, who I said easy, but then holds another hand for a second. She's grabbing her left hand there. Not sure if any Lancers got a foot on that one. Hutton and Mora here on the closest side of the pitch to us. Passing it back to Finesca. Finesca trying to kick it ahead. It's going to go out of bounds here, so Lancers grab a ball. Lancers creating some great pressure here, trying to force the Sting to stay in their defensive zone. Peralta Fernandez here looking like she's going to be making a run up, trying to find and see if there's an opening, and does so. It's going to be Marlene Siwula again, as we see 1 Lancer back for that, but Siwula with a break off to the left side goes for a left kick and straight into the hands of Emily Millian. Millian with the goal kick going to the middle. Taylor Bentley trying to come up with it. It's going to go straight through. And Emma Finesca now for the Sting. The side Uddenberg sends it back. Sting holding a moment here in their defensive end to circling the ball around. Mustafi passing it back to Peralta Fernandez. Peralta Fernandez a moment ago setting up a very good through ball, but Oikel getting it out for just a moment, but Sting getting it back. That's going to be Uddenberg to Pania to Lorenko. Lorenko here against Kaylee Smith. Tries to go on the deke on the inside, but Kaylee Smith trying to prevent that and does so. Going to be Jen Keller now, trying to get it out of the Lancer zone. It was a little bit too hot for Oikel just above her. So it's going to be out of bounds and Sting ball. Peralta Fernandez to the inside. It's going to be Siwula, and the referee calls it offside, even though she puts the ball in the net there. Great eyes from the Seneca side. As ahead of Weingarten. Weingarten with a little bit of a deke. Able to bring that back out to center field here, trying to find Reese. Reese having a moment to decide. Trying to put a ball ahead, but ends up going to the Sting. Kaylee Smith trying to win that back. Doesn't end up doing so. Hutton passing it back to the goalkeeper in Palermo. As we saw Marriott of the Lancers again trying to find her first few touches and wanting to attempt a shot here on the Sting net. Again, Lancers looking for their first goal of the season here. Reese finds Marriott. Marriott with the touch on the outside off her head, but going to go out of bounds, so Sting goalkeeper kick. Palermo with a kick ahead. Going to be Peralta Fernandez here. Under heavy pressure and going for a run to the far side, passing it backwards. Sting trying to find an opening. Going to go to Mora. Up to the side, Lorenko. Trying to find a head, this time to Hutton. Hutton with a little bit of an awkward first touch, and Lancers trying to capitalize on that one with Weingarten trying to get that. And Hutton with a little bit of an aggressive push. The referee's going to say, here's a free kick because of that. And immediately the Lancers turn that over, trying to run up the pitch. So it's going to be a throw-in now for the Sting. Mora, kick to the inside. Trying to find Siwula. Doesn't end up being the case. Lancers now in possession. Kaylee Weingarten. Trying to find an opening with several dekes in a row here. Push it ahead to the other Weingarten. And Taylor able to get that one ahead, but now it's going to be a 2-on-2 in the corner with Sting in possession. They find Hutton. Hutton against Kaylee Smith. Kaylee Smith trying to win that one. Does so. Tries to get ahead of Peralta Fernandez. Finesca with a heavy kick ahead, trying to find Siwula. A great defensive effort there from Brooke Balson, making sure Siwula's not able to get that first touch on that one. Emily Millian coming out of her net to pass ahead. Jen Taylor playing as the left back position in this game. Now the Lancers trying to decide if Siwula approaches her. It's going to be turned over for half a second, but Lancers back in possession, and it's going to be turned over again here. And Siwula on the far side against Balson. And Siwula getting through again. Lorenko, was stopping there for a second and ended up getting the shot off, and Lorenko ended up putting that one in. So that's going to be her first of the game. So 4 different goal scorers here for the Seneca Sting, and the Sting coming out here very, very strong. Lancers definitely having a couple of one-on-one positions throughout. Not too many back, but again, Seneca Sting throughout this game has played several ladies forward. So we're kicking off here again. It's going to be Reese, who ends up colliding with Siwula. Still able to hold in possession for a second here, as Siwula is trying to be aggressive, getting that one back. Doesn't be the case. That's going to be Kaylee Smith for the Lancers, and Seneca Sting now with it. Peralta Fernandez to the back of Finesca. Finesca under pressure, but holding it throughout. Going to be passed back to Diva Palermo, the goalkeeper here here for Seneca, who swings it back over to Mora on the closest side to us. Kaylee Smith and Mustafi. Peralta Fernandez now with a pass to the side. It's going to be Udenberg now trying to bring it up the floor against Oikel. Does so. Hutton now, I think, making the switch as she's on the other side now as Lorenko is going against Jen Taylor and gets the best of that. And a kick on the inside. It's going to be Suwala here trying to pass through. It's going to get through. Looking for Metcalf Simiana for a second. Doesn't end up being the case. Gets the ball to the outside and Martina Pania with a shot that's a little bit far to the left, so not going to count as a shot on goal. But great offensive effort here from the Sting. Goal kick from Emily Mealing to Kaylee Smith ends up getting turned over, so now Sting in possession after making some rounds for passes. We're going to see up to the far side. No referee flag in the air, so it looks like now we got Siwula passing to the inside. It's going to be Metcalf Simiana, and Lancers are now back in possession. It's going to be Weingarten trying to find somebody. There's a little bit of a deke to find an opening. It's going to be Taylor Weingarten. It's going to just immediately be passed to the Seneca Sting here. Udenberg ahead. Going to be to Hutton. It's passed to Peralta Fernandez, and there's about 5 up front here for the Lancers, and there's going to be no call off, and that shot coming from Martina Pania. But again, we're seeing constantly where the Seneca Sting have, upwards of 5 offensive players and only a handful of Lancers back. I was going to go to the middle. Hutton with the touch on that, but it's just going to go out on the far side. Going a little bit too heavy for what this thing we're hoping for on that. McNutt with the throw-in. Pania to Lorenko, to Sawula. Back to Lorenko. Lorenko here with an opening, and Emily Mealing with a fantastic save, but having to jump back into her net and shove that one out as it almost went in. Great second chance effort just from the ball itself rolling on that one, but Mealing with a great athletic effort to get back and make sure that that one wasn't going in. Warren and Peralta Fernandez here with the back-to-back and decides to pass it back to Diva Palermo deep in the Seneca defensive end. As we saw the Lancers, Rachel Hack trying to create some offensive pressure there. Peralta Fernandez going to go ahead here. It's going to be Hutton with a breakaway. Talia Hutton with a high shot that's just a little bit too high. Here again, Sting having several offensive efforts here in a row. Mealing, the kick out that's going to go through the Seneca defender that picked it off, but Seneca is going to end up in possession with it. Peralta Fernandez again. Seneca continually throughout this game using their defenders to rotate the ball, finding the spot on the pitch, finding an opening, getting the Lancer players to move. Great job here from the Sting as the ball goes ahead on kind of a no-look pass, but it's going to be Reese that's grabbing that for the Lancers here. That's going to get pushed out of bounds, so Sting with a throw-in. Sabula to Mustafi. Oikel grabbing that one and just trying to kick it out of their own zone. Doesn't end up finding anybody. Mora. Mustafi, who ends up turning it over. It's going to be Weingarten here. Kaylee Smith kicking that one ahead. Kicks it ahead and ends up getting picked off immediately. And so we're going to see a run now from the Seneca Sting. It's going to be Lorenko with an opportunity gifted to her, and she goes for a far shot way outside the box, and that's just going to go out. Emily Mealing looks around to see where she wants to pass it. It's going to be to McNutt. McNutt with some room to take it up. Passes it ahead. It's going to be Hack here. Lancers end up turning that over. Palermo, Sting goalkeeper, kicking it just in front of her to Mora. Metcalf Simeon trying to find an opening. Going to be Mustafi. Sting taking their time. Peralta Fernandez, the through ball to Lorenko. Lorenko with another shot here with her left foot, and finding that one is Daniela Lorenko with her second of the game. Sting looking phenomenal in this outing against the Lancers. Again, holding possession, playing back on the defensive end, finding those through balls and getting the odd man rushes. And it just kind of let that one ride out as the referee does finally call an end to this first half. Again, Seneca Sting up 5-0. All right, we're back with second half action again. The Seneca Sting leading 5-0. Lancers looking for their first goal of the season, hoping to see it in the second half. My name is Stephen Schill alongside Caleb Sagan. Is Seneca now in possession? As we saw Palermo with that first touch. It's going to be up to Pania. Now trying to find an opening. Seneca throughout this entire game has kept it, honestly, in their end for the most of it, just rotating around, trying to find an opening, and playing also very aggressive on the front side. We've seen several opportunities for this thing with, four plus players up front. We see Lancers now with it. Bit of a tic-tac-toe between the two teams. Oh, excuse me. Palermo is no longer in net now for the Seneca Sting. Thank you, Caleb, for letting me know about that one. Once we're able to see the number, we'll let you know. The Lancers now in possession. It's going to be Weingarten here to Smith. Smith trying to just poke that through of the Sting, but not going to be the case. But Sting going to end up turning it over for themselves now, as we see Shaylin McNutt with it. Gets it ahead. Going to be Hutton now of the Sting against Weingarten. Weingarten taking a tumble, but Hutton with it. Lancers knocked that out of bounds, so Sting with the throw-in. Kayla Udenberg on the throw-in. Peralta Fernandez going with a quick kick ahead to the Lorenko, but just goes to Ada Beal of the Lancers, and Beal putting that off to the side is going to be throwing here for the Sting. It's going to be Reese with a pass from Mealing. Now bringing it up the pitch, and immediately turning that one over. Sting now pressing ahead. Lancers trying to take that one, but Sting, a little bit of a heavy touch on that one there against McNutt, excuse me. So Lancers now going to get a free kick, going to be taken by Brooke Balson. Balson with a kick ahead, finding Smith. Smith with a little bit of an awkward first touch is going to be given over to the Sting. Sting now in possession. It's going to be Metcalf Simiana going to the far side, finding Atwal, I I believe. And Atwell going against Melian. Melian spreading out there and able to stop that shot. And Oikel now with the Sting defender heavy in motion. Magnotti there against Oikel. Going off Oikel now, so Seneca Sting with it. 3 minutes played in this second half. Sting leading 5-zip with goals from Martina Pania, 2 from Daniela Lorenko, 1 from Marlene Suwula, and 1 from Faith Metcalf-Simiana. The ball goes in, trying to find Metcalf-Simiana. Going to be slightly heavy on the outside. Is going to be kicked out of bounds here from the Lancers, so Seneca Sting in a very offensive position now for that throw-in. Lancers leaving 1 up front for a breakaway. Sting only having 2 back to defend that. Otherwise playing extraordinarily offensively, positionally wise. Kicks in, Kaylee Smith trying to prevent that. Able to snag that one away. Getting that up ahead. Going to go straight back to the Sting here. Smith taking it away for her own, but it's going to be turned over again. Uddenberg now wearing the captain's armband for the Sting. Tamora. Oikel able to knock that one ahead, but Tamora able to jump up ahead. It's going to end up going off the Lancers here, so Sting with a quick throw in. Peralta Fernandez to the side. We're going to see Talia Hutton. Hutton trying to slow it down. Trying to get around the Lancer defender. Lancer defender falls down, as does the Sting defender, and referee's going to give a free kick on the play. Metcalf-Simiana setting it up for Peralta Fernandez here to take the kick. The rest of the Sting moving up in front of the box of Emily Melian. Seen a lot of the times, again, most of the free kicks here, if it's anywhere near the box, players are just going for that shot. That one, again, off of the far side corner. Not just in the corner itself, but still able to make that shot. And Melian is Uddenberg in possession for the Sting. Peralta Fernandez to the outside. Going to be Mora now taking it up the pitch under not too much pressure. Tries to put a ball to Lorenko. Lorenko going for a sprint, but Emily Melian of the Lancers coming as far as she can outside of the net. Just going to pick that one up here. Lancers again looking for their first goal of the season. Melian with a deep kick here. It's not going to find any Lancer, but it's going to go off of Peralta Fernandez, so Lancers get it right back just as good. Ball's going to go over to the side here for the Sting. It's going to be Kaylee Smith who's able to prevent that after the goal kick from the Sting on the outside. Kaylee Smith trying to find on the inside to hack, but not going to be able to do so. Seneca's defense is holding up strong now, and the other way, we're seeing Seneca going up the pitch. Mustafa and get another through ball to Lorenko, but as we see the Lancers, Balson kicking out to the side. Now it's going to be Oikel of the Lancers trying to find Tiana Bentley, but not going to be able to do so. Going for the other number 7 of the Sting is Pania, picking that one up. Heavily guarded, but back to their defensive side. Sting now with it. Uddenberg trying to find an opening with a kick on the inside to Lorenko. Going to be picked off there by Ada Beal and just runs back to Emily Melian of the Lancers, who does a quick kick here. Not waiting too long for that one as Bentley gets tangled up with Peralta Fernandez. Referee doesn't call anything on that. Sting now with possession. A little pass to the inside, trying to find Metcalf-Simiana, but not able to do so. Lancers just knocked that one out in their own zone, so it's going to be a throw-in here for the Sting. Sting with a throw-in. On the far side again, several players in an offensive position, but Emily Melian able to pick that one up. They're not too much of a threat of the kick in the box. It'll be Taylor Weingarten here. It'll be Kaylee Weingarten now. Back to Taylor. Can be picked off by Uddenberg. Mustafa kicks it ahead. No Seneca Sting goes too aggressive at that run at as Emily Melian outside of her net again, going to grab that one. Melian having to do a ton of work today. Kaylee Smith trying to get a header on that one. Doesn't do so. Falls through to Peralta Fernandez. Go back to the Sting goalkeeper. The Weingarten here with a deep shot trying to find something, but goes off way far to the right side. Great idea from it. And again, Lancers having a little bit of a tougher time penetrating the Seneca defense, so do what you can. Like the creativity a little bit there. Just off. A couple of substitutions for both teams here. 54-57 played in this matchup between the Loyalist Lancers and the visiting Seneca Sting here in Belleville, Ontario. Seneca Sting able to get that one out. Mustafa with a kick way far ahead. Lancers able to get out ahead on that one. Kaylee Smith trying to prevent a run up and does so. Marriott now on the close side here. Ball's up ahead. Be potentially a collision with the goalkeeper, but Rachel Hack slowing down just a little bit to prevent that. As we see the ball picked up by Mia Sills. Sills trying to find a Sting player, but not able to do so. So Lancers now going to get kind of a free opportunity here in the offensive side. Ball's quickly thrown in there. Seneca end up taking that one back. Seneca not having as many up forward on this run. Sting on the outside going to Metcalf-Simiana, but a referee going to call a foul or offside on the play. And Lancers on the far side here going to get another possession as referee says last touch against the Sting. I believe it was Talia Hutton. Kaylee Smith here with it. Be some missed opportune passes. Seneca Sting back in possession, but Lancers getting it back as we see Ada Beal trying to race to prevent any sort of breakaway on that one. Lancers now still holding it, trying to get out of their own zone on the far side. A little bit too aggressive there from the side of the Sting, so Lancers get a free kick. Beal with the short kick ahead. It's going to be to Kaylee Smith. Smith trying to put it ahead here. Trying to find a hack. Seneca quickly trying to get it out of their own zone. Now trying to slow down the play just a little bit, finding an opening. Padilla passes it to Hutton. Now to Mora. We're now trying to make a run up the pitch as Marriott is able to pick that one off there. Marriott trying to get it out of her own zone here, but not playing aggressive enough. as we see Pania being the aggressor and able to walk away with this one as Mealing comes up trying to get away from that one. Lorenko with a nifty little kind of pass shot that goes past Mealing, but unfortunately the other Seneca Sting in that one, Magnati, was not able to be present for that because I think that would have been an easy tap-in, but Lance is able to get it kind of out of play at least, and so it's going to be Sting ball on a throw-in on the far side. Mustafa, Mora on the inside to Pania, gets through several different defenders there, and Lorenko tries to just tap that one through and falls just to the side of the net there as Mealing was kind of running that one, not making any kind of a diving effort, but looked like she was following that one out. But good setup there from the Sting, not able to capitalize. Mustafa to Mora. We're looking for that opening, trying to go for a through ball, but ends up not timing that up with the runner. So that's just going to go out, and it's going to be Lancer goal. Just approaching 60 minutes played. Again, we have had a water break in the first half, so curious if the referee is going to have another one in the second half. As Marriott with possession, trying to find a head to Kaylee Smith, but ends up turning that one over instead. Does Bertrand getting a foot on that one to intercept, but going to go out of bounds. So Sting with the throw-in. Sting throw-in. Lance is trying to get that one out. Goes off a couple different players. Sting still in possession. It's going to go out of bounds. Sting with another throw-in. Throw-in from the Sting to find Lorenko. Sting still have it. Trying to find an opening more to the inside. It's going to be Lorenko again. Inside of the box. Metcalf Simiana. Ball ends up going through and just over the net. Holy smokes. Wow. What a shot there from Magnati. Just outside. Emily Mealing was there for it if it was right at her, but looked like that would have found a corner if it was on either side, but ends up just going over the net slightly right in front of the net.
Yeah, just almost grazed the top of the net there.
Jen Keller with a kick up ahead that's going to be taken from the Sting here. It's going to be picked back off from Weingarten now. Lancers having a little bit of an offensive push. Ends up getting run into there as Lancers still have possession. Trying to find an opening. Look at the ball on the inside. Taken away there is Magnati. Great plays offensively and getting back defensively is Magnati. Weingarten again. Pass to the inside. Trying to find Dennis Bertrand, but not able to do so. Goes back to the Lancers side. Jen Taylor kicking that one ahead, but going straight out of bounds. So Sting with the throw-in. It'll be passed to Sills, goalkeeper of Seneca. Now with Mora. Mora kicks it ahead. Picked off by Kaylee Smith. Kaylee Smith now with an opportunity. Passing ahead to Dennis Bertrand. Dennis Bertrand trying to hold possession with that well on the ground. Playing the ball. Referee going to call a whistle. Give it in favor of the Sting. I don't know if Bertrand was expecting as quick of a pass as Smith gave her on that one. Metcalf Simiana and pulled out of this one for the Sting. Again, one of the goal scorers on this one. Sting with a 5-goal lead. Olsini Spence. Mora going to pass back to Sills here. Back trying to create some pressure. Sting still with it here. Going to be Pania. The inside, a little bit of an awkward first touch from the Sting, so Lance is able to take that one back. It's going to be Kaylee Smith here with it. Trying to find an opening under heavy pressure from Pania. Able to deke around her there. Nice spin move. It's going to be Hack up front. Tries to go through, but Sills going to be jumping on that one. So again, Lancers having a few minutes of offensive pressure here. Dennis Bertrand here picking this one off. And stumbles a little bit there. Seneca Sting take back possession. Smith trying to prevent this run up again. Lancers having a few moments of feeling good in the offensive zone. Hopefully not feeling too lackadaisy on the defensive end from that. As we see Sting now with it. Several of the Sting defenders. We got 4 up front for Seneca as of right now. Osini Spence ahead. Now Sting going to be patient and circle around on the backside. Hutton will be taken away here from the Lancers. Kaylee Smith trying to bring down this ball under heavy pressure. Seneca Sting being the more aggressor coming out with that one. It's going to be Hutton in front of the box, but now Lance is able to take that one back. It's going to be Kaylee Smith here with it. Trying to pass it ahead to Marriott, but not able to do so off the Seneca defender. Smith now with it to Weingarten. Weingarten under pressure from Hutton, trying to get around, but the referee saying it was too aggressive in that one, so another free ball here for the Lancers. Again, feeling a little bit more of like the Lancers are tired of getting pushed around, wanting to play more offensively, feeling a little bit of a different energy the last few minutes here from this Lancer squad. Rachel Hack getting pulled out of this one as a substitution late in this one, as we see Ada Beal back to Emily Mealing. Lancers trying to change things up on the front end of the field. Lancers trying to get it out of their own zone. Aren't able to do so. It's going to be Lee here for Seneca. I believe the ball goes out of bounds there, so it's going to be Sting throwing. Ball's in. Going to be Mora. Pragnell against Smith. He'll get that one through as several Lancer defenders clump up there. A little bit of a breakaway there from Mustafa, who tries to get through several defenders. And Mustafa off the top goal post of the Sting here with it in the Lancer zone. Seneca Sting circling back to their defensive side to set things up. Now going to be Mora against Smith. It's a ball through. The Lancers kick it back up and end up turning it over. But Sting still where they were a moment ago. Ball's over the middle of the pitch. Nice little tap ahead to Hutton here. Passes it ahead to Pania. Pania trying to find an opening, but under heavy pressure there from Brooke Bolson. Smith trying to snag that one away as well as Pania really making some great effort there. And off the Lancer defender is Tiana Bentley. But luckily, Emily Millian was there with the save. All right, we're back after that water break here. Lancers in possession with it. See if that water break refreshes them a little bit. Again, we saw earlier the Seneca Sting after one of the water breaks scoring immediately afterwards. Could be the same thing here as we see Pania, the breakaway on the net. Pania going for that one, and just like the first half, right after the water break, Seneca Sting comes out with some energy and puts that one through. So Martina Pania with her second goal of the game. Just recapping some of the other scores. Daniela Lorenko with 2 on the night as well, and Marlene Sewula with 1, as well as Faith Metcalf Simiana with 1. So the Sting up 6-0 on this one, with 2 players looking for a hat trick if they can so, and for the Lancers looking for their first goal of the season. Sting now in possession with it. Going to be the far side of the pitch here. Sting still holding it. Kick goes up, ends up hitting off a player in between. So Lancers now, it's Ada Beal going out to the far side, and that one looks like it might just fall out of play here. And a turnover for the Stick. Ball gets out, but still in possession of the Seneca Sting there. Great defensive effort from Tiana Bentley, which stops that forward momentum for a moment from the Seneca Sting, but they're still in possession here. Passing back to their own side. Pregno to Mora. Mora with a heavy kick up front, trying to find an opening, and it's going to walk into Millian. As you see Becca Lee looking for a call from the referee, and there's a little bit of a shove from the Lancer side. Millian with a kick up high. It's going to be Therese on this close side, but a little bit too heavy. So Sting now with a throw. Mora going to be Pania trying to find an opening and does so. But that first touch isn't too great coming from the Sting. That was Mustafi, but Lorenko trying to do her part, and the Sting still stay in possession. Mustafi back to the left back here, and a huge kick across. So Sting looking to kind of reset here is Mora with it. Kick up ahead to Pania, who can't handle that first touch. So now Lancers in possession with her first touch of the game is Kaylee Hartwick. That's going to go out of bounds, waiting for the referee call here. Going to say the Lancers get the throw-in going off of the Sting player. Lancers making another substitution here. Kenzie Reese with the throw-in, trying to find Kaylee Smith, but Pania heading that one out of bounds. So Lancers gets a re-go with the throw-in just a little bit closer to the net of the Sting. Reese with another throw-in, going to Hartwick. Hartwick being sent on a through ball, but Sting defenders there in Pragnell. Reese trying to stop that one and take that back, but Seneca Sting now in possession. So holding it to be Pragnell with a kick ahead, not really to anybody, but Ada Beal back for the Lancers, trying to let that one fall out for the last second, but it looks like the Lancers did get a touch on it at some point in there as the referee gives the ball to the Sting for a throw-in. Bianca Mora with a quick throw-in. Going to be passed ahead here to Pania, trying to find an opening on the middle there, and the ball looked very good, but no Seneca player was in position to be able to snag that one. Nickel on the far side, 1-1 against Mustafi, but the Sting still able to hold this one here, and going back to Mora. Bianca Mora having most of the possession in this game, it feels like. Seneca Sting very much trusting her every time passing back and trying to run a lot of plays up and down that side of the pitch. As you see the ball ahead to Lee Lorenko against Bentley of the Lancers, and Bentley decides just to knock that one out of bounds. We'll see if that ball is able to be recovered, because holy smokes, that went way out of bounds. I believe that's Mustafi in the far corner here for the kick. Sting going with 5 forwards at the net. Ball comes through. And right in front of the net. Nicely picked off there from Tiana Bentley. Ball comes back through on a kick. Trying to find Lorenko, but just off a little bit on that in ball. But great offensive effort there from the Sting. But short kick to the side here. We picked off by the Sting. Pania with that first touch. Hartwood coming back to play defensively on this one. It's going to be Pania again. Going to be Smith taking that one away for a moment. She's able to do so. She's going to get the through ball here to Marriott up ahead. But Smith just trying to keep it as long as she can, but ends up getting turned over there. It was a great defensive effort from Bianca Mora. And then Reese tapping that off of the Sting forward, Becca Lee. So Lancers now with a throw-in. It looks like Oikel is going to be checking into this one as well with Hartwick. Only playing about 15-20 minutes here in the second half. But Oikel checking back in. Kaylee Smith with possession of that, but we're going to have a foul on the play. It looks like too much of a push from Ella Pragnell on that one. So Lancers now in the Sting offensive zone. We'll see how many they send forward. Lancers have about 5 outside of the box wing there. Kick's going to come in through to Kaylee Smith. Kaylee Smith outside of the box. Kaylee Smith going for the shot. Dennis Bertrand trying to go as well, but not able to get that shot clean off. Seneca on the defensive side, putting up a brick wall, and Sting now trying to send it back the other way. Good pick off from the newly checked in Brooke Balson after taking a little bit of a breather. Being great through this one. We see Mustafi trying to send it ahead. Brooke Balson again just opting to put that one out of bounds on the far side instead of trying to casually defend that and get it out of play. Just not wanting to risk anything with this one as the Lancers come back to defend. Just about 10 minutes left on this one. Again, we did have a water break, so we'll see how much extra time the referee does give on this. We've had 2-ish plays that have also sent the ball far out of bounds. Lancers again looking for their first goal of the season. It'd be awesome to have that happen on this Sunday afternoon. But the Sting are in possession, trying to prevent that from happening. It's going to be Mora now from the far side looking for a shot. Amelia going running for that one, making a diving effort. Don't know if she got a hand on that one. Referee says goal kick, so nope. But Mora seeing that opportunity from far out. Lancers with a short kick here that the Sting are trying to take advantage of. Sting end up taking it back. A quick kick on the inside. Smith here trying to make sure that doesn't turn in anything badly, and now she's able to make a run on her own and getting a little bit too much pressure there. The referee calling pretty much anything that's just, a little bit more aggressive. Like the Seneca player, Finesca, kind of got wrapped up there with Marriott just a little bit, but Lancers in possession. It's going to be Smith here trying to find an opening from the corner. Smith deciding to bring that up on her own. Going off of the Sting defender there is Pania, even though Pania has been a lot of the times more in a forward position. But Lancers going to have a corner kick here. And again, looking for their first of the season. Looks like it's going to be Dennis Bertrand with that initial kick. Weingarten, Oikel, Marriott, Smith all playing inside of the box here. About 8 defenders there for the Sting. Lancers not too much in motion other than Smith here. Dennis Bertrand kicking that one out of bounds off the corner kick. So that's unfortunate for the Lancers. Mia Sills here with the goalie kick. Waiting for the substitution from the Lancers. Mosini Spence, Mustafa, Mora, Pania, back to Mora. Mora's swinging it back to Mosini Spence. Mosini Spence with a kick up ahead. Able to find the Sting player. And the ball keeps on going here is Pania. Pania alone here trying to beat Mealy. Mealy with a huge save and Lorenko with a shot as well, but the Lancer defense holding up there. What a great effort as we see Hack now wearing the number 8 jersey for the Lancers with Dennis Bertrand with her. It's going to be Hack here against Finesca, and Finesca coming up with that one, but having to put that one out, so the Lancers now having to send everybody up the pitch. Going to be Smith here against Hutton in the far side of the pitch across Hermas, but going to be to Lorenko here, and Lorenko only having one other Sting with her, but we're seeing another joiner from right behind. Going to be Bentley on the defensive side. Lorenko trying to look for the inside, but decides to go for a shot that's not too hard of a shot, so Emily Mealing able to grab that one easily. Ball from Mealing coming up. It's going to be Hack with that initial touch. It just goes behind her. She's going to give that one over. Weingarten trying to win that back, but Sting still stay in possession from it. Mosini Spence. Sting passing back and forth on their defensive side here is Mosini Spence trying to put a ball up and through for Lee, and Balson just letting that one ride, preventing the attacker as it just falls in the hands of Mealing. So 4 minutes left to play in this one. Mosini Spence. The kick to the far side is going to be Pania. Pania with an opportunity to potentially run up the side, but calling for a fellow player to join her. Decides just to pass back to Mora. Pragnell turns that one over. Going to be Oikel to Smith, but that pass being a little bit too soft from Oikel, so that ends up being a turnover as well. Pania now looking for an opportunity, thinking about taking the shot. Does take the shot. A big block there from Brooke Balson as Mora sends that ahead. This thing's still in a great offensive position for this. Pragnell to Lorenko. Lancers trying to get that one out of their own zone now. It's going to be Dennis Bertrand here with Rachel Hack up ahead. Bertrand with a pass over to Kaylee Smith, who sends it through to Hack. Hack needing to sprint on that one, but Hack not really getting the engines able to go too much there as Mosini Spence seeming to starting that run a little bit quicker, knowing that she was out of position defensively. And Bertrand and Mosini Spence coming together. Mosini Spence on the ground here. Bertrand potentially catching an ankle on that one. No call from the referee, but Smith over to the side. Going to be picked off from Hutton, and Hutton just puts that one out of bounds. And Mosini Spence now back up. Referee going to check on her. Seems that all is good on that front. Just a stinger. Seneca having several players here back defensively, only playing 2 up. Reese ends up passing that off of the Sting defender. So another chance at this throw-in from Reese. Reese able to do so. Goes to Mackenzie, falls through. Goes to Hack. Hack now trying to just push that through. Not able to do so. Goes back to Mia Sills. Sills with a quick kick. Not too far, but Lanch is able to take that one back. It's going to be Weingarten now. And Sting taking it. It's going to be Pania. Pania taking her time, but trying to find an opening. Going to be picked off there by Weingarten. Weingarten ahead to Smith. Smith with an opportunity to run. Trying to send up Oikel. Oikel going for a run here with Rachel Hack. Oikel needing to get some pressure on that one, but just kind of getting through and touching that one a little bit. I think a little bit more aggression out of Oikel, and that would have been a phenomenal opportunity. But Sills with an easy save. Again, both Sills and Palermo with the clean sheet for Seneca. Decided that they were going to switch out after the 5 goals in the first half, as Moishi Spence puts that one out of bounds. So Lancers, again, coming to the close of their second home game of the season. Lancers looking for something offensively. It's going to be picked off from Hutton. Ada Beal back into this one as well, but back to Smith. Smith getting through some defenders. But great defensive effort from the Sting is now going to see the Sting go the other way with some great effort. We're going to see Magnotti passing ahead to Lorenko. Lorenko here with Lee, but Beal making some great defensive pressure and deciding just to put that one out and give a corner kick to the Sting. Not liking that offensive pressure, potential mismatch as well. Going to see Gianna Mustafa on the number 16 jersey with this corner kick. Again, we have hit that 90-minute mark. We have had a water break and a couple balls that have gone are taking a little bit more time than one would hope to come back into play. So we'll see how long the referee gives, but probably not too much. So the ball gets swung in here to Lee. Brooke Balson preventing that one. Just going to go out of bounds. Going to be another corner kick here for the Sting. Opportunity number 2. Sting potentially going for a short pass, but deciding to go inside instead. Goes to the far side, going past all defenders and attackers. And the referee is just going to give a goal kick as that one's going out of bounds. Far referee just checks his watch, so we know the referees are thinking about the time. And the referee is going to close this game out. Lancers unfortunately fall at home 6-0 against the Seneca Sting. Again, 2 goals from Martina Pania, 2 goals from Daniela Lorenko, 1 goal from Marlene Cibula, and 1 goal from Faith Metcalf Simiana. Thank you so much for tuning in to this OCAA live broadcast. My name is Stephen Chill alongside Caleb Seguin. I hope to see you next game and enjoy the rest of your weekend.